This is Richard Bliss here at Insight 2016 in Berlin. We're excited because we have Octavian Tanase joining us. Octavian, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
So Octavian, tell us a little bit about what it is that you do.
So I'm basically the ONTAP lead, right? The title says that I'm responsible for software and systems that basically ONTAP ships on. I've been with NetApp about 6 years. I've been mostly responsible for data protection and at some point for the AltaVolt appliance that we integrated from Riverbed. And now I'm the ONTAP boss.
Okay, so talking about ONTAP, because we are 2 years now into Data Fabric, and we see it everywhere here at Insight. How does ONTAP then fit into the Data Fabric story?
So simply, I want to talk a little bit about the genesis of the Data Fabric. I think there's a customer problem that we're looking to solve. We want to become the trusted advisor for customers who are looking to solve data management in a hybrid environment where some of the data will be on-prem and some will be in the cloud, right? So people are looking to solve problems around data mobility, data governance, data consistency, and ONTAP, enables, via the ability to hold, data at scale on premise, and the lingua franca of enabling data mobility with SnapMirror and S3, that manageability in a hybrid environment.
So that hybrid environment you're talking about, because traditionally this has been a homogeneous environment that we've been able to do this in, and so you're saying that ONTAP and the Data Fabric is expanding that, extending that reach?
Absolutely. So in the past, many of our customers were familiar with SnapMirror, SnapVolt technologies for DR and backup that enabled you to replicate data from an ONTAP instance to another ONTAP instance, or maybe tier to tape. The reality is now that cloud offers a lot more options, more flexibility, a cost advantage, and really a lot more flexibility than you've ever had before, right? So what we did, we taught SnapMirror to talk a different destination point than ONTAP. So now you can replicate, from ONTAP to AltaVolt. You can replicate from ONTAP to SolidFire in the future. So this is something that we're also very excited to work. What we've also built in ONTAP are capabilities to smartly tier the data at the block level. So don't think that the typical HSM, system at the file level, but at the block level, identify which are the cold versus the hot blocks. And make sure that you keep the hot data on the flash media and then stream out to an object target, either a StorageGrid WebScale or an Amazon, the data that you won't be using.
When an engineer says it's more flexible, oftentimes an end user and administrator hears more complexity, right? And so that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Oh, it's much more flexible. Are we increasing the complexity of what we're able to do? A hybrid cloud, on-prem, extended it out, or is there a different way that we're doing that?
So the reality is that there is a huge focus on simplicity, and we're employing a variety of techniques that enable customers to use templates to serve data, in less than 10 minutes. We're looking to employ the power of a large container such as FlexGroup that gives you, practically infinite storage, highly performant, and in a simple namespace. So this is another technology that can be employed to highly simplify the data center operations. And we're also enabling ONTAP to work in a diverse ecosystem, and we are building the data services that are enabling the data mobility, the data governance, the data manageability in a hybrid environment.
So let's ask, as we wrap up here, about the data mobility, because traditionally then, that data mobility has been locked into silos, inability to access it. How are we seeing that? Are we talking about mobility with phones? Are we talking about, what kind of mobility really are we talking about?
So, customers, when they adopt cloud, they adopt that in many cases with a specific, thought process in mind. A lot of times people are looking to take their data and run EMR workloads on it, right? So they're looking to take advantage of Amazon and the tool sets that they have there and the ability to scale. So rather than having to provision a bunch of servers on premise, they would use a Data Fabric service as a Cloud Sync to move the data, process it there, and then tear down that installation and just look at the results. So that is an example of flexibility. That is an example of data mobility and leveraging data in a hybrid environment.
So as attendees, customers, a tremendous number of customers and partners are here at Insight. What are the takeaways that they're going to have as they attend these sessions, and what information are they going to take back to their organizations that they think is probably going to open their eyes and change the way that they're doing business?
So, you know, many of our customers that we've had for many years had a very simple, you know, way to operate with NetApp. The answer was ONTAP. What is your question? And that has changed. So both organically and inorganically, we build a set of products and solutions that better serve our customers, right? So in many instances, if the customers are looking for, you know, just scale out SAN, right? In a, you know, completely automated API first, software defined at the data center level, SolidFire, it's a fantastic solution. If they're looking for a, you know, very flexible, you know, ecosystem integrated, you know, scale up and scale out type of solutions, you know, ONTAP, you know, again, you know, would probably be a superior position. If they're looking for dedicated, you know, deployments where, you know, pure speed and, you know, 6/9 of availability are the main requirement, perhaps the E-Series, you know, product line is you know, the best. We'll also have, you know, products that enable you to back up the data in the cloud with AltaVolt. We have products that enable you to leverage object storage and that whole, you know, industry trend to adopt objects. So we believe that all these products together with the data fabric services that are actually stitching the data management across these different entities and in the cloud, it's actually the perfect solution for our customers.
Octavian, thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely, thank you.
This is Richard Bliss here at Insight 2016 Berlin.